Agriculture has contributed more to Nigeria's gross domestic product than petroleum. In recent times, Nigerians have found a need to explore the agri sector, which is proven to be the most valuable contributor to Nigeria's economic growth. To promote crop production in Nigeria, Radio Farms Nigeria Limited has continued to advocate the need for Nigerians to tap into the agricultural sector as a means of survival. During a visit to Radio Farms Benin, the CEO, Radio Farms Nigeria Limited, Owadiale Agenmomen, speaks on what his organization is doing differently in promoting crop production in Nigeria.
Radio Farms is a palm oil plantation farm that has been in existence for over 12 years. Currently, we sit on 500 hectares of land, where our primary production are crude palm oil, the palm kernel oil, and the palm kernel cake. So our primary reason why we had our partners, Paralex Bank, visit us today is they are a major investor in our plantation, as you see. So we wanted them to come in to see exactly where their investment sits, to see the value they've been adding, and to actually tell people out there that there is a lot you can do with the agricultural sector, particularly in agribusiness. So that's the primary reason why we had our partners, which is Paralex Bank, coming here today to go through step by step to see how we nurse our seeds from when we take them to the fields of planting, when they start yielding, when we return the FFB back to the factory for processing, the entire chain, so they understand exactly how it works. Radio Farms, we are not just into the palm oil value chain. We're currently in discussions with some companies in France, the ambassador to France and the ambassador to Nigeria, to open an export line for pineapple and bananas. We are looking at some red pepper product line. So there are a few things we are also, in addition, we're also looking at ranching. So we are in discussions with some companies as well in South Africa to get some hybrid cows in to have some ranch set up as well. So we're not just into the palm oil value chain. We're trying to actually have an integrated agribusiness line. In every system, even as big as we are, there are companies that are way bigger than us. When you have a good structure in place, that's all that matters, right? Security, yes, we invest a lot into security to keep our people, our equipment, the plantation safe. Communication, we invest a lot into communication to have access real time to information in and out. We have a team of people here that are passionate about what they do. In agribusiness, you cannot have people working in an estate like this, a remote location like this, that are not passionate about what they do. So we have people that would give in their best, people that would strive to ensure that the business go as planned. Above all, like I said, structure is all that you need. If you have the right structure in place, you have the right people in place, have the right processes in place, regardless of the size, it would run on autopilot.
We're talking about communication.
Yeah.
This is a remote environment where
Young ones that want to come into the business, be patient. If you're talking about agribusiness, it's not a fast track to wealth. It's a sure way to wealth, but it's not a fast track to wealth. You have to be extremely patient and be ready to do the job. Be ready to pay the time. That's the only way. There is no quicker way about it. In terms of the government and how the government can help, we need an enabling environment, a better enabling environment that will help us thrive in terms of business, in terms of roads, security. Take, for instance, we have to maintain a 17-kilometer road between the farm and the express every year in order to keep the farm accessible. That's a lot of capex on the business. But if we have a system where we have an enabling environment good roads, power. We run diesel generators here um, every day, and that translates to a lot in terms of cost. Security, we spend a lot on security. So at the end of the day, if all of this can be provided by the government or by the system, then it makes business easier for people to do, for us to do. And in terms of taxation, the government has come in several ways to try to manage taxes when it comes to, for instance, VAT. For instance, we don't pay VAT, So the government has helped us manage certain things in terms of taxes, in terms of the pioneer status break for agricultural new companies, and so it all depends on what kind of agribusiness you are running, will determine what kind of taxing system or taxing band you are aligned with. But overall, there's been some level of support in that regard.
The mill manager, Justin Odogu, speaks on the process involved in extracting oil from the palm kernel.
Here in Radia Farms, our major produce comes from agriculture. Agriculture in the sense that we get our produce, our raw materials from farm. Our raw material has to be the fruit, which is the palm fruit we are seeing here, and it's gotten from the palm plantation. So when we receive our palm fruit, it has to pass through a weigh bridge to enable us know the weight of production we are going to do. So when it passes through the weigh bridge, it comes to where we overload the FFB, which is the fresh fruit buns. From the fresh fruit buns, it goes to the underground chain elevator, chain conveyor. The chain conveyor conveys the fresh fruit buns through the elevator, chain fruit elevator, down to the sterilizer. We have 2 sterilizers here, 6 tons capacity. So the sterilizers, using the sterilizer, we introduce steam into the sterilizer. This is to enable softening of the fresh fruit buns. They are being introduced into the sterilizer. So at this point, we carry out our cooking after softening the fresh fruit buns. We have to loosen the manhole, or you call it the door of the sterilizer, to enable us evacuate the fresh fruit buns. After evacuation, it goes into the chain elevator. From the chain elevator, it goes to a thresher. The thresher is normally called a separator. It separates the fruits from the bunches. So after the separation, with the aid of a screw, it transports it to a screw elevator again, which goes into a digester. The digester helps in mashing the fruits, just like you do pounding in your house with your mortar to separate the kernel and the endocap and mesocap. So from there, it goes into the press. The press presses out the oil and the nuts. So the nuts goes into the conveyor, whereby it's being also separated from the kernel, and the fibers goes out also with the aid of a blower. The nuts which we have are being conveyed into the silo, where it is being transported into the kernel cracking machine. When it goes into the kernel cracking machine, after cracking, it also separates the kernel from the shell, and from there it goes into the press, whereby the kernel is also being crushed, then goes into the press, whereby it's pressed and your oil comes out from it, and you have your palm kernel oil and as well as your cakes. So at this point, if you rectify more or clarify more, you have your granite oil, which we are here to get to that stage by the time we finish our other project, which is ongoing.
As the operations goes, as the clearing goes, stackings follow, and the moment we stack, we are doing sowing our cover crops to help us to reduce the grass and to increase the nutrients in the soil. After that, immediately pegging baseline for planting baseline will commence immediately, which by next week the area packed so far will be pegged. All the baseline will be pegged, and the pegging lines, that is the planting lines, will be pegged, and planting, holing, fertilizer application and distribution, planting will commence immediately.
The managing director, Paralex Bank, Femi Bakri, said there's a synergy between the bank and Radial Farms, hence the partnership and the funding of the project.
2 key pillars that we are projecting to the public is collaboration, which you can see. It's samples incoming here, And aside from that, partnership is our key word. So if we believe in you, we follow you through and be part of your process.
He sheds more light on how insecurity has affected agribusiness in Nigeria and the possible solution to this menace.
A settlement of this nature, it doesn't need to spend its money in securing this environment, in the sense that it's generating employment, securing the livelihood of many within this particular community. So the security angle is supposed to be given. But unfortunately, that is not the case today. If anything at all, the new businessmen like this that are passionate about things that can take this particular country forward should be supported in the area of security and their respective requirements.
Essentially what we're doing today is we're carefully lending out money. We're also supporting what the government is supporting. There's currently a focus by the federal government on the agri sector, so we're actively participating in that, where we're encouraging people that are interested in the agri sector to build the economy. So as a financial institution, we're here to support such people while considering the basics of credit, not throwing away the basics of credit.
The Deputy Managing Director, Radial Farms Nigeria Limited, Clarence Agenmome, speaks on the journey so far. She added that there's a lot involved during the production of palm kernel business.
Radial Farm has really come a long way. As you know, we are into other products other than the palm plantation where we're in right now. As part of the palm plantation, it's been a journey. It's been a journey from the planting to the fruiting and all that. So it's over a decade, and we thank God for how far we've come so far. It requires a lot of patience, and you know, nowadays most people actually want quick money. They are looking for investment for quick money. You must have a lot of patience to be in agri. It's a lot, and especially in a place like this palm plantation. Palm plantation, you know, when you talk about getting the seedling and then being in the nursery, it's there for about 1-2 years depending on how long, and then before you take it to the planting and then before it starts fruiting, and then that cycle takes around 3 to 5 years, you know, and then your fruiting comes in before it goes into production. So you have to have a lot of patience, and the most important thing, thinking about the future, because you're looking at the future and not now. If you're looking for, you know, profit now, forget about it.
The new initiative will further strengthen food security and agricultural production in Nigeria.